I discovered a chart that no one is paying attention to, that I think is a leading indicator for not only the vibes of the election, but Donald Trump's actual chances of winning. So let's see the chart. So here's the chart. So over here, this is the Republican primary. And as you can see, there was not a lot of movement. There's a little bit of growth here towards the end of July, August. But other than that, not a lot of movement. But then, what is that? What happened there? What happened in January? On January 22nd. Well, that would be the Iowa caucus. The Iowa caucus happened, and I know this sounds like, or I know this is like literally like 6 months ago, which is decades in political time. But let me bring you back to that moment. The conventional wisdom was that Donald Trump was going to win, but it was not as sure if Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis were going to win. Now, of course, Donald Trump won by a lot. He got 51% of the votes. He did better in Iowa that year than he did the year prior. But this chart was reflective of that win. And then ever since, as you can see here, it's been on the up and up. That peak there is the New Hampshire primary, which was on January 30th. That was really important too, because again, remember, I'm going to bring you back in time. Nikki Haley was potentially going to win that one. That was the closest she could have maybe have gotten. Now, of course, she lost by 11 points. And so clearly this chart here is an indicator of when Donald Trump is doing well, this chart reflects that. Just to bring that home and even further, here's the South Carolina primary and the Nevada primary, both showing these peaks. But then he lost the DC primary. And that's the only thing Nikki Haley won. And again, we're seeing like this decline here. And there's Super Tuesday reflected again in this chart. Okay, so I hopefully you're getting the idea here. This chart shows when Donald Trump's doing well, whoosh, and when he's not doing well, whoosh. But I'm going to flip that in a second, because look at this. What is that? What could that be? Well, that's actually the start of the hush money trial. And again, like I feel like every day in this cycle is like a month. So this feels like it was a lot longer than it was, but you got to remember when this hush money trial started, everyone was like, this is Teflon Don. This is only going to help his campaign, blah, 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 blah. So that was the conventional wisdom of the time. And this chart accurately reflects that. But then when the trial started to actually move forward and things became a lot more real, this dip happened. And I've been looking at other factors that could have impacted the chart for different reasons, and nothing else exists. It is just this, and that is the jury was selected. It climbs up again because Donald Trump really does have a power at controlling the narrative and controlling the prevailing vibes of the nation, politically speaking. And so he every day and on Truth Social was talking about it's rigged and blood, Judge Manchin this. And so I think this chart really does reflect then that when we got to what is the conviction, which is this peak right here, people were feeling like, oh, he's got this. This isn't going to matter. Maybe it'll be a hung jury. But I'm going to spread this out again. There's the conviction. But after the conviction, polling has now come out that has showed that this has impacted him in a big way. So much so, this is his former press secretary, this is a very short clip, says that among independents, he is down 9 points. She is just going to say that again, but let's watch it.
Absolutely. This debate is huge. It's huge for President Trump because we see in our Fox poll, Biden leads among independents by 9.
So that Fox poll, I think, is accurate, and I think this chart reflects it. Now, the question is, what is this chart? This chart is Donald Trump stock for Truth Social. Now, why do I think that this is a bigger leading indicator than polling or anything else that can help kind of show what's happening in the election? And that's because This is people in finance and supporters trying to decide whether or not the most powerful person on the planet is going to own their own social network. And so when things seem like it might be going good, this thing goes up. And when the vibes and when it's looking like Donald Trump is not going to get elected, this thing's going down. And right now it is down, baby. Ever since that conviction, it's gone down. This actually almost is the lowest point it's been since the jury was selected and after Donald Trump was showed to be the clear winner of the Republican primary. So I think this is something that we should pay attention to. I think this is probably a better indicator than polling because this really does show sentiment on how people are feeling, especially financial people, how they're feeling about the election and whether or not Donald Trump is going to be president. So there you go. Oh, by the way, do you like all this new stuff? It took a while to figure out, but I figured it out. How long was that? Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, tomorrow, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see how it does. Tomorrow, I'm going to be I asked people on Instagram and Threads for some questions for me to answer. The Instagram questions were a lot more not suitable for work than the Threads questions. So I will pick the ones that are actually, safe for YouTube. And we'll talk about and we'll answer some questions. So hope you enjoyed that. And follow the Truth Social stock if you want to know Donald Trump's chances of winning the election. Bye.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?